All right, so we are waiting for lightclient, right? Let me quickly ping him. And in the meanwhile, I'll also share the agenda here. I have kind of listed some of the pull requests that may need some attention from our end. I know Sam, you have responded to a lot of pull requests, but still, if we can close it faster, that would be good.
I do apologize for having been a lot less active recently. I've kind of lost my free time on my Sundays for now, which is like when I was doing most of my work there. So I am hoping to reclaim that at some point. But in the meantime, it's been like really reduced capacity for me.
Not a problem, William. I think we have started getting some more help. So I'm assuming that most of the proposals are now getting attention, but still some may need deeper review.
That's good to hear.
Hey, Jen.
Oh, hi. Hi, how's everyone?
I'm good. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. I would assume that you are interested in being a reviewer for proposals, EIP proposals. Or
Absolutely. Yes, that's correct. Yes.
All right. While we are waiting for lightclient, Jan, if you would like to go ahead and, sorry, is it Jen Elle?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Jen, if you would like to briefly introduce yourself to the group.
Yeah, sure. Gosh, I'm from Australia. It's about 11 p.m. right now over here. I have about 20 years of tech experience and very interested in Web3, really excited about what you guys are doing on the Ethereum, and would like to get involved with the EIP and ERC editing process.
Nice to have you on this call, Jen. Did you by any chance get in touch with any of the present contributors of Ethereum, or how did you get to know about this meeting?
Yeah, through Tim Bako.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I believe he's part of the group, and yeah, he's heavily involved with all of this, with merch, etc. So I came through him.
That's right. I think he mentioned your name to me earlier, but I wasn't just sure. He will be joining this meeting a little later today.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Cool. So we have lightclient joined in. Welcome, Matt. I am sorry, we can't hear you if you're talking.
Do you have
Hello?
Hey Matt.
Yes.
So do either of you have like contributor permissions on the EIP's repository?
I doubt
Contributor.
Yeah, like being able to merge PRs and override the bot.
I do.
Okay.
Do you need that?
Maybe. I think so. 5035 I think was superseded by a different PR, so I think we can close it, but yeah, anyways, we can talk about that when we get to it.
Okay. Sounds good. Sorry for being a couple minutes late. But we're good now.
Thank you. So yeah, you're already on the agenda. Maybe we can change our view.
Where do you want to start? Do you want to start from the top here?
Yeah, I think that would be easier because those are less proposals, and then maybe we can get into the newer proposals.
Sounds good. All right. Bump this thing. I feel like I see this PR every 2 months, but I don't know if it's like always changing something different or the same.
That is my question as well. Like, what is this PR all about? If you can maybe let us know. And is it auto created by bot or someone?
Yeah, it's auto created. There's this gem called Nokoviri. I think it's some XML HTML thing. It's running the CI. I think what this gem does is it lets you go through your HTML that's generated for like the eeps.ethereum.org website and make sure all the links work. And so I guess the dependabot just makes PRs to update things. So I don't know. The thing is, like, obviously I don't really care as long as it keeps working, but there's not really a good way to make sure that the website still compiles okay without merging it. And then that means you kind of have to like merge it and then look to see, did it work okay? Did it not work okay? So I don't know. I tend to just not merge these.
So maybe we can look for a maintainer for this particular bot. Is it?
Let's see which part. So this isn't even a bot. This, I think it's just a script that runs in the. Which one is it? I think it's HTML proof or.
Yeah, it's the spell checker.
Oh, it's the spell checker?
Well, it's one of the ones that actually parses the HTML. I'm not sure if it's the spell checker or yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, my feeling is that I just ignore it or close it because it's not like going from 1.12 to 1.13 is really gonna be that important. And the chances of it breaking things is there. So.
Okay, so historically it has been like just closed, or do we merge it? Just closed.
I think historically it just sits there for a really long time. The last one I remember is that Micah and I were like, yeah, it's okay if it merges, but like neither of us wanted to make sure that it didn't break anything. And I don't remember, I think eventually it just got merged and I guess it didn't break anything, but.
So I think these PRs should be merged by whoever manages the Travis CI file, probably, right?
Yeah, totally. Do we have someone who does that?
I have no idea. I know I can't merge them, so I'm not even part of this conversation.
Wait, why can't you merge this?
I'm-
If
I'm-
you
I don't-
approve it, nothing happens?
I haven't ever tried actually. It just doesn't ping me, so I assume I'm not an approver on it.
Oh, it doesn't ping me either, so I'm
Oh,
not
okay.
really sure. Anyways, I don't know. We'll just close it. They'll open another one in 2 months, and then we can have hopefully somebody merge it who's in charge of the CI. Twitter. Fix unterminated bracket 681. Needs approval from the author. I like how the PR description is a tweet.
It's better than 90% of PR descriptions.
Honest
so.
to God. Yep, there it is right there. What's the status of this thing? Final. All right, well, it doesn't look like this guy's gonna respond. We'll just bump him again. Oh, he did have a commit a couple days ago, maybe. $9.18. I just don't understand why people don't even write something for the description. They just have the same template text. I verified the author change is legitimate. Do we allow stagnant to last call, or does it have to go to review? I don't remember.
Oh, this is the one that I think there's another PR that's related to it, I think. Or is that the
Oh, really?
previous one?
No, I think the one related
Okay.
PR has been addressed. It is a
Okay.
different one. So about going back to the status. So the earlier recommendation was to go back to the original status. So if it was draft, go back to draft, but we are allowing people to go back to review from stagnant. So I think if it was in review, then it should go for review before it is moved to
Okay,
last call.
let's see. Where were you at?
But I guess they are sitting since 2018 on last call.
Oh, wow, they were in last call in 2018.
That's right.
Shoot. Hmm. It says is this PR 2020 draft as of, yeah, it's 2019 still. I guess the bot, oh yes, the bot moved to stagnant August 2021. So before that it was draft. In this last update, 2455, it was draft. So I think it should be moved back to draft.
Mhm.
I think that we can just make that change and then merge this. Let
That would be faster, yeah.
me see what he was doing here. Okay, he fixed that. That fixed the CI. So he's passing CI. Oh, we got conflicts though. Oh. Damn it. Okay, well, we're just gonna have to make him resolve the conflicts then. Okay. All right, something wants to move to final 5035.
I think this is the one where Sam left some comments and it has been addressed now.
It's
Great.
yeah, it's more than just comments. It's
Changes, yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that's right. You requested those changes. He updated them. CI is passing. Moves an extra space. Okay. Just double check there's nothing sitting here. Check there's nothing in the heaps. Yeah, that seems okay. Yeah, it looks good to me. Let's do one last pass over it. The beacon contract. It's not related to the beacon chain.
No, it is not. So I met with this author and I had this question. So he said that no, it is nowhere related to the beacon chain. So it's like they just have named it the beacon contract.
I see. Yeah, I mean, this thing looks good to me. I'd say we move it to final. Ah, damn it. Typo. Alrighty. Last call, 5098. This is coming from Emoji DAO, approved by Anders. Let's see what people are saying about it. No outstanding PRs, it looks like. Um,
So Matt, is there a quick way to check if there is any outstanding PR against any proposal?
I mean, this isn't 100% foolproof because some pathological person could open a PR that doesn't somehow have any mention of the EIP number. But if
Mhm.
you search like the number, this one's 4907, and then you click issues, that will list everything related to that EIP.
Mhm.
So as long, I guess even with the bot is also showing up here, looks like it says right here, 4907. So this should be a pretty good way to pull up everything related to that number in the pull requests.
Yeah, that's helpful.
It looks like they've got some feedback here in the last 2 weeks. Somebody's concerned with the security considerations, the right to change the interstate time when to be a threat for, let's say, rental contracts. Shouldn't be there be an expiration time. When to be better. Who's the author of this? Okay. I think this is prevented with your implementation. Seems like this is mostly sorted out. This was an hour ago, which is a little concerning, but the concern this other person is raising, I think makes sense that that can be addressed at a different level than this proposal. Rental NFT. I guess I'll just double check and make sure that everything looks good here. We've got ERC 721 without the dash. All right. I think if they just change that, then that's probably good. Editor changes for 4400. I guess that we can't really approve Sam's changes. We'll just have to see if he, oh, he did approve them. Okay. Why did the bot not merge this?
I think there was this one last comment by Micah that it must be CCO instead of MIT.
Right, but I would have thought that it would have just merged after Daniel approved it. Like, I agree that that should be fixed, but I'm surprised that the bot did not merge it here.
Was this the one where I included their implementation? So
Yeah.
there were the spell checker is checking the JSON file, which has like not words in it, and there was an actual typo somewhere.
I see. Package lock.
Yeah, you really shouldn't be looking at that.
Okay, but there is a
A legitimate
spelling
typo, yeah.
on 44. Yeah, the actual EIP.
I would actually
so-
disagree with Micah. I don't think that the reference implementation has to be CC0. As long as it can be distributed alongside the CC0, it's fine.
Yeah, that seems okay. Is there any weirdness with having like a subdirectory within the repository being a different license like that?
No,
Like
that's
the
totally fine.
overall repo, is there anything that we need to do to like make that clear? Like, is the license how it is like good enough that it's
Yeah,
like this repo is CCO, but like this subdirectory is MIT?
yeah, as like the closest license file in the directory tree will apply for that directory.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just feel free to just make the change yourself if you want, and
I forgot how they misspelled implementation.
I appreciate you saying they like as if it isn't me.
What? I assume that you didn't write implementation for them.
I may have.
I'm also like one of the worst spellers of all time. Like on the builder specs repo, I had so many misspellings. Danny was like, he left a comment. He's like, maybe this repo should have spell check in the CI.
That's why we have spell check in the execution specs. So
Yeah.
It's
For
caught a lot of
me-
problems though. Yeah.
I should really have it installed in my editor, but
You do. You use Vim.
I don't have spell check installed on my editor.
Set spell. Now you have a spell checker. You have to put it in a comment or a string though. It doesn't just check arbitrary.
Oh. Nice.
Yeah.
Does that work on Markdown as well? Like,
Yep.
merge muck is a word, goddammit.
And then if you do z equals on a word, it gives you the suggestions to apply.
Mm. That's amazing. TIL, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, no problem.
Okay. So there is still a situation here with the package lock having a misspelling, but I don't know if that's like an actual problem here. Like, this is a 14,000 line file. And I'm assuming that I feel like we need to
think-
have a change to this to just not search JSON files.
I think
or
you
not
can
search.
just delete the file in this case.
You can just delete package lock.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter that much. In this specific case, but yeah.
Okay. If I commit this change, do you want to do that?
Oh yeah, I can take care
Since
of it.
it's already your branch,
Yep.
be faster. Okay, let me commit this. All right, and then after you remove that file, I'll approve it. Okay. Make draft to review. 1,300 lines. Okay, they've got a binary file that should be removed. Damn, they got a lot of those. Okay, there's a lot of files in here, but that seems like the main issues. Let's look at the EIP. Sign in with Ethereum. Should probably not have a period after Ethereum in the title. looking pretty good for the most part.
This is for review, right?
This is draft review. Yep.
Yeah, right. I think they are also working on implementation of this with other projects.
Oh, really? Okay. All right, that seems like everything to go to review. Oops. All right, to the new proposals.
Matt, if I
Yes.
can, if I can maybe interrupt for a moment.
Go for it.
So we have one more new, hoping to be an editor. She is Jen Elle, and this is her first meeting. So if I know now we are starting on new proposals, like the new draft proposal, so it will be a good walkthrough for her. But I would like to invite her to maybe say any question that she may have so far.
Yeah, hi everyone. Yeah, my full name is Jennifer Ellerton. Yeah, so I've just been thrown into this and I'm just coming into this for the first time. I've had a look at the repo on GitHub and I've created a fork and that's about it. That's about all I've done. So I'm interested to find out, like, can you give me a little bit of context about what we're doing and these meetings? I guess this is how you catch up with everybody, or I'm just coming in with no context, no background at all. So hoping you can throw some light into it.
Sure.
Yeah, I guess I wonder also what your like involvement in Ethereum is right now. That would help to explain what we're doing.
Basically at the moment is me, more of an enthusiast, and I imagine that my contribution would be more in terms of in terms of editing would be, you know, more grammatical and just looking at the layouts and so forth. But I'm really looking to you guys for any input on how I get started in that.
Nice. Well, welcome.
Thank you.
This meeting started, I don't know, maybe 8 months ago, as just a call where I could sit down and go through all of the PRs and issues in the EIPS repository with people who are interested in becoming an editor, and just like see what like the normal workflow is for people who do the editing. And there's like a large spectrum of like what editing can mean. And for the most part, to me, like there's just so many things to review that editing is just trying to do the grammatical checks, make sure that things like, you know, read clearly, that the idea is being conveyed, that the structure of everything is correct, that they're following all of the guidelines that's listed in EIP 1. So that tends to be like the majority of the work that we do. Obviously, you know, if there's time, things that like we can clearly see are going to be like really important proposals, maybe we'll spend more time on them and make sure that they're like very robust. Maybe we actually, you know, if we're reading an EIP and we have an idea about it on a more technical level, we might mention that. But the main goal of this is just to have a coherent directory of proposals to improve Ethereum. So yeah, that's what we've been doing on this call for the last bit, is just going through those types of things so that people can sort of see what the decisions that editors make. Yeah, I don't know, Sam, if you were wanting to say something too.
Yeah,
Oh.
that sounds great.
Yeah, I was just gonna say we just all watch Matt enforce EIP 1 and hopefully pick up some stuff. That's basically all we do here.
Yeah, this is basically the call where I go through the EAPs and find the ones that don't put the hyphen between ERC and the number.
Well, recently we have started adding some of the proposals which sometimes get slips through the cracks, and we are trying to pay extra attention to proposals which are long pending. The goal is that the EAP repository should not have much of open pull requests, and people who are submitting their pull requests should get proper attention. So I'm sharing the link to the agenda. I don't know if you missed it earlier. We generally have this meeting once in 2 weeks, and here we are trying to address to all these pull requests which needs editor's attention. So far in the meeting since morning, we have looked into some of the ambiguous proposals. Ambiguous is a tag that is added by bot. We run a couple of EAP bots, and some of the status change requests which were pending for a while. And now I think Matt will proceed with the list of new proposals which have been submitted in draft. I hope this helps to give you some context, Jim.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that context really helps. So if you could, so you're about to walk through it and looking through another one, is that right?
Yeah,
So if
so
you
this
could
is
walk through that from the beginning, that'll be great.
Yeah.
I'll find it really helpful. Thanks for that.
sure. Yeah, so Alex very Sazi reviewed this. So most of the stuff we were just doing was more like just things that have already been reviewed and read, and we were just making sure they follow rules to move to different stages and sort out like why are these not getting merged. And now this is something that I haven't read before, and so this is definitely the most time consuming thing, is to like actually go through it and read it and make sure that it's grammatically correct and everything. So like the first things I tend to do is I just make sure that the structure of everything is right. We can also, this is an important thing, we can look down here to see if there's like immediately something failing in Travis CI. This does a bunch of checks for us. So things like spelling, link checking. So we can just click on that and then open up the Travis CI to see like where it's failing. So we immediately see like they've misspelled compatibility. That's the only thing that's causing that to error. So we can just like go back there right now and figure out where that is and just add a change here. Compatibility. Okay. So that will fix CI. And so then we can sort of start looking at this to make sure like first that it is structured correctly. So I just kind of do a quick look over this. These all look good. Principal token, that's a title that I don't really know what it means, but it seems okay. So we won't say anything about that. And then I'm just like looking at the structure of this still. So we've got, this is something that the bot doesn't do yet, but we should have it do, is like, we want to make sure that all of the EAP1 sections are in order. So the first one is abstract, they have that, motivation, specification, and these are all on the second level of the markdown titles. And so everything underneath that should be, 3, 4, just basic stuff like they didn't capitalize the title, that should be capitalized. I don't know why they didn't. Oh, these are functions. Maybe that's why they didn't. Okay, if these are functions, let's make these code blocks so it's clear. Hopefully there's not many of these. Sometimes you have to balance between like going through and making the changes them yourself, or like suggesting them yourself, or just like mentioning like, hey, you're making an error like this over and over again, you should fix it, and then like let them come back. So because there's only a handful of these, I think I can just do them, but there's more than I would have liked. But now I've committed to just going through and adding this code block to all of them. All right, damn, there's a lot. I might have made a mistake.
Is there a template for the headings that it should follow? Was there in the
Yeah.
handbook? I'm not sure. Where do I find that?
Yeah, if you go into the EAPs, I mean, if, oh shit. Ethereum/EAPs. So obviously if you pull up EAP1, it kind of like codifies everything. But if you pull up the EAP-template in the root of the repository, this is a template that you can actually, like, it has all the markdown there. So this is the like template
great.
markdown for the header. And then it has all the sections, abstract, and then it kind of explains like what are all these sections. So this is the main interaction that people have with like what an EAP should look like. And so it only defines like what should be at the second level here, like abstract motivation, like I was looking for. It doesn't say like we're under specification right now in this one. And so it doesn't say like what should the like, you know, fourth level here be. That's up to them to decide. And so you sort of have to like just use your own judgment about what good headings are and like what the formatting should be. And so like here, there's no rule that says these should be codified, but because these are function names, like it to me just makes a lot more sense to have them be wrapped in code blocks so that it's clear that that's what those are. Okay. So we did that. We looked at the specification. Next up, rationale. That's there. Backwards compatibility, reference implementation, security considerations. They got all of it. Okay, so the structure is good. Let's like take a look at the actual text. This first sentence is superfluous. Okay, representing ownership of underlying token at a future timestamp. An extension of the ERC20 token. So if it's an extension, it needs to require it. So it does require ERC20, and then it requires 2612, which I think is permit. Yeah, so it requires permit. Principal tokens have an increasing lack standardization. You can go as deep as you want. Like, I mean, I think in an ideal world, this would be a really serious review of grammar. But in reality, like if you're trying to go through, I mean, yeah, we've got, you know, a dozen and a half proposals. It's hard to like give every proposal this kind of in-depth review. And especially some of them are just like, they need a lot of work. Like this is a pretty well written one as far as I can tell. So it can like, you know, you can kind of nudge them in directions, and I think that will help a lot. But other ones are very difficult to even like read because maybe they're not written by a native English speaker. And so to like actually get it to like a very coherent EAP is like a lot of work for you as an editor to do. There's only been a few times where after several rounds of revisions, like we still weren't able to get to a place that I was comfortable merging. And so at that point, you just kind of just say like, the grammar of this needs to be improved to be merged. So it's just like depends on like how much time you're willing to like put into a certain EAP. And so like this one is pretty well written. We can get a lot of benefit by just like reviewing it and giving some like probably relatively simple pieces of feedback.
Yeah, that makes sense. So the focus is on the grammar initially, and hopefully that we can all get to a point where it's readable by everybody. But I think
Exactly.
most of them would be in quite a good state, I imagine.
Sorry.
I imagine most of them would be at quite a good state to begin with. Is that right?
You would be surprised.
Yeah.
I mean, for the most part, a lot of these people have never written a technical document before, like a long specification. And so,
yeah, I think the default first pass is mostly like making sure they have the right headers and the right
yeah.
preamble, and then grammar and spelling, and then technical content is like the last thing you look at.
Right.
Pooja, do we have like what's the word? Some sort of guide, like a style guide for EAPs? Like I remember seeing something about, oh, maybe this is just an EAP one where it says don't refer to the EAP number.
Yeah,
In your
it is. It is in the EAP one template.
Yeah. It's only in the template, not in the,
Are you looking for the style guide?
yeah.
I think there is
I
a
don't know.
section. There is a section for style guide and EIP one.
Yeah,
says
but I don't think
title
it's
different.
set. Does it say like not to use your own EAP's number in the EAP?
That's right. It says
Okay.
that when referring to an EIP by number, it should be written with a hyphenated form where X EIP-X is the EIP's assigned a number. And like somewhere I remember in the in EIP one, we have mentioned that it has to be given by the EIP editor only.
Right.
I think it's mentioned in preamble section, EIP header preamble.
Okay. Yeah, they just refer to the EAP a lot. What is 4626? Tokenized vaults. Oh, yeah. That's a good piece of feedback. So this is something that's like hard. Like even I just don't really interact with the application layer enough to match all of these EIPs together. And so Alex was fortunately able to like point out that this EAP is like really similar to another EAP, 4626. And so that's something that it's not a requirement for doing editing. Like, I don't think it's like reasonable to expect that we can always, sort these things out. But I think that's like the ideal world, is that if we see proposals that are similar, we try and connect those authors. Like 4626 is already final. And so we can't like really update it. And so we should just like make sure that this EAP that we're reviewing right now is adding, actually useful new functionality to that EAP, because it may just be that they're not aware of 4626. And if we're aware of it, maybe that's something that could already solve, what they're trying to standardize.
Though, to be honest, if you do ERC editing for a while focused, like I know you also have the core EIPs that you're doing. But like, I know for me, just by like having put in consistent effort on the ERCs for a while, you get a pretty good idea of all the usual suspects.
You do, but you're also an application developer. And so those things
Yeah.
make more sense. Like I read a lot of these and I'm just like, I have no idea. Like
Understand
to be fair, I don't spend a lot of time and think about like, man, what are all the cool things I could do with a vault contract? Like, I don't really know what that is still.
Mhm.
I know what an ERC 20 is. I know what a 721 is. And that's mostly the extent.
Oh, and 615. Everybody needs to know what 165. Sorry.
165.
Oh, 165.
Yeah, sorry. 165.
712 while you're at it.
Sorry, I'm a bit dyslexic sometimes.
Wait, is 615 is that the execution one?
Does 615 even exist?
I think Greg's proposal, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh my
Is
God.
it 612?
No, it's 615.
Oh, it is 615.
Yeah,
God
it
damn
is. Static
Wait,
jumps.
165 is the contract interface?
Yeah.
165 is contract interface.
So everybody is going to know 615. but you don't need to know it. But
Your
everybody
core
should.
devs are going to know 615, and your app devs are going to know 165. I think that is actually like a great way to tell the difference between an app dev and a core dev. Like, you know that
Do you
famous
know
EIP 165, 615, which one is it?
Yes.
One other piece of maybe information here, when we come across similar proposals, just like in this case, Exec has highlighted, if at all the author is trying to document it for some new feature or some new change, there are high chances that the proposal, which is already similar and is available as a standard, may be added as a requires section.
This is a very thorough EIP.
He wrote Flash.
Sorry.
This author has written Flash loan before.
Oh, nice. Yeah, this is pretty solid. We've got some changes. We'll request them. And we'll let them get back to us.
That's a plus point of having a proposal from an experienced author. Generally,
totally.
we find it well documented.
Definitely. Okay. URI format. Isn't there another one like this? URI form. Wait, Leagy has one for 831.
I think Leggy's proposal is in stagnant status right now. I tried to reach out to him. Looks like they are stuck with some process, need some help, then they may be able to get back the proposal back to the mainstream.
Yes, stagnant. I do recall reviewing one about URIs for transaction for like ETH call. Don't
Oh
know
yeah,
if that's
there's two of them here. There's the ETH call one that I think it's Key or Chi that put up, and there's this one which is completely different.
oh, this one's different. Okay.
Yeah, because there's three that are like in flight right now that I remember. There's this one, there's the Wallet Connect URL, and then there's the ETH call URL. And I really feel like we need to put all of these into one URL standard because it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean that would be a huge win. Man, I don't know. This is like frustrating. Like, how can we get them to all work together?
Well, they have very different goals too. But yeah, there really should be a working group on this.
Wow, look at that. No days off except for November 27th, 2021. What happened on that day?
I don't think I have ever seen something like this.
That's amazing.
Take a look at transmissions 11.
But where are you now? What was that?
This
What was
is
that
just
screen
this.
that you had on?
This is the author. I was looking to see what this author of this EIP is doing because I was like, it would be great if some of these authors work together on the different ones. And I was like, who is this person? And I just pulled up
Oh.
their GitHub, and they have committed every
Okay.
single day for the last year except for November 27th, which is neat.
I'm
I
gonna have
don't
to
know.
bounce off, guys.
Yeah, I gotta bounce off as well. I'll finish reviewing this. I don't know. I mean, this is just like one of those things again. Every once in a while it comes up where it would be really nice to just say, hey, there's a working group that's working on URLs. Like, we're gonna let them decide what EIPs go in related to URLs right now.
All right, thank
But-
you, Matt. I know we could not cover most of the proposals, like new proposals. So if anyone gets a chance, I know some of them proposals have already received comments from Sam, and there is this new guy, Panda PIP. He is also trying to leave some comments and review all these proposals. So yeah, if we get a chance, we'll try to bring it up in the next meeting. But in the meanwhile, if any of those can be addressed, will be great to have.
Cool. Thanks, Pooja, for organizing.
Thank you everyone for joining. So just for information, Jen, there is another meeting, EIP IP, which happens on Wednesday, alternate Wednesday. That is where we discuss the rest of the issues related to EIPs. I mean, that is again around EIP. So if you're interested, you can join.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks so much, guys. Thanks for enlightening the process for me.
Totally.
All
If you
right.
have any more questions, just tag us on Discord.
Yeah, okay, sounds good.
All right.
All right.
Thank you everyone for joining. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.